through your freedom.
They want to eliminate what they call the deep state. The deep state is a cadre of professionals dedicated to honoring the Constitution, the laws of this country, and carrying out the policies of the Congress and the President. The deep state dedicated to carrying out the policies of the President. The deep state dedicated to carrying out the policies of the President.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Prepared Mind channel. It is our weekday show, so everyone gets to watch it on YouTube. But if you are a premium member at the thepreparedmind.club, you're here live. If you're a premium member at Subscribestar, you're here live. I'll do my monologue and then do your questions. All you got to do is submit them down below. Man will grab them and put them on up. Same with Jolene. And we're going to get into it. The deep state, they are scared. Well, they're scared the poop out of themselves. They sure have. They don't know what to do. They have worked themselves into a corner. And this is what happens when you're on a train trestle over a canyon and you've been burning everything behind you. And then they realize they've also burned the tracks in front of themselves. They've not just burned the tracks, they burned the whole trestle. The entire thing is on fire and burning down. They don't know what to do. Joe Biden doesn't know what to do. Well, if I remember correctly, Bill Clinton, he bombed an aspirin factory. And then he decided that wasn't good enough. I'm going to bomb a milk factory. That's what Democrats do when they get in trouble. What did Obama do? Shit. He bombed weddings and killed an American in a drone strike to distract the world. Wow. What happened during the Bush presidency? We're in trouble. We've lost $2.3 trillion in the Defense Department. And then poof, 9/11 happened. There's always something. Joe can't let go. Joe Biden can't let go, folks. Nuh-uh. Joe Biden, president, supposedly. Yeah, in name only. He decided he was going to send a letter to senior lawmakers, the big dog Democrats. Just today, Monday morning, he woke up and he was like, I think I'm going to fuck everyone's day up. Says, I'm not doing it. He's committed, quote, committed to staying in the race, end quote. I think he's just plain old committed, if you want to know what I'm saying. And look, this morning at Zero Dark, I talked about what Democrats have done, what they're doing around the world. I think he's going to triple down. I think that the Democrats and the deep state are going to go false flag, just as I talked about in the Zero Dark broadcast. They made a mistake. They can't hand the money to anyone else. Kamala Harris? Right. Meanwhile, Democrats are losing their stuff, folks. Losing it. Losing it. Absolutely losing it. They want him out. He failed in the debate. He failed over the weekend. He insulted minorities again. He insulted his own voter base. Done. Michelle Obama, where is she at? Nowhere to be seen. In fact, her public spokespeople, spokesperson, spokestranny, spokesfreaks, just absolutely shut down the rumors of her becoming the nominee. Quote, she will not be running for president, end quote. Why would she? Who the hell is Michelle Obama besides a disbarred attorney with large testicles? Who the hell is she? Who gives a fuck who she is? Did anyone say, hey, President Bush, we want you to get Barbara in here. She looks like the Queen of England. Let's have her. Nobody said, hey, we love Reagan so much. Let's have Nancy Reagan now. Nobody said that. Nobody. When John McCain died, nobody said, go get Shirley MacLaine. She's pretty close to sounding the same. No, nobody did that. But you know what the real reason is? It's always money, folks. Because the money isn't there. It has to go to camel toes. Whoopsie. The Democrat leadership screwed up. They let Biden take everything too far. He should have resigned a year ago or 2 years ago. You know why? Because that would have been the smart thing to do. That would have been the smart thing to do. He could have stepped out. He could have went out gracefully. He could have had, well, camel toes, give him a complete and total pardon. Well, now, why would have you need to have gone out back a year ago or even back in 2022? Well, how about this? How about an update on the cognitive mental battle in the White House? They've had a Parkinson's disease specialist since November of 2022. Okay, when you've got your guy and you're like, dude, you're getting bad. We better get a Parkinson's disease specialist in here to take a look at you. Almost 2 years ago, this guy has made 10 White House visits to the Presidente, going back almost 2 years. And they want to say that Trump isn't mentally fit? Trump tripped on a piece of carpet or a piece of bubble gum or a piece of fucking lint one time. And what happened? They started screaming, he's not fit to be president. Biden falls with his feet. Biden falls with his mouth. Biden stands there with his legs bowed out like he's wearing a giant diaper. Oh, he is. Craps his pants constantly. And he's fine. He's fine. Yeah, but they should have let him, they should have forced him out years ago. Years. You had a good run, old timer. You made it to the White House as the president. He could have gone out and claimed to be the greatest president of all time. Now he's just showing everybody he's the greatest asshole of all time. And I'm enjoying every moment of it. It is now getting comically stupid. In fact, Joe Scarborough. Morning, Joe. What a dickhead. He has become a bigger dickhead as time goes on. But he invited Joe Biden on his show with him and Micah. You know, I don't mind people having funny names like Shaniqua and Micah. Right? I have a funny name. Fine, have a funny name. But I'm tired of the funny names. Joe and Micah. Fucking stupid, right? Anyways, my name is John. It's pretty common. But trust me, I catch shit for that too. John, fuck, half the planet's named John. Oh, yeah. Well, sorry. Just call me asshole then. Anyways, Joe got angry at Micah and Joe. He is the cognitively declining madman. He says, quote, I'm not bad at what I do. He shouts at him, I'm not bad at what I do. He's embarrassing himself. It is great. I love it. I love every second of it. The left is losing their stuff. As I said, No Nads, Jerry Nadler, and other senior Democrats are demanding Joe step down. This is great news, folks. It is making every Democrat look stupid. It is no longer coattails of the president. Now, it's like they're getting covered in the president's enema. There's no coattails to ride. They're slipping and sliding on Joe's enema. Right? In fact, get this. I've talked about him. Meathead Rob Reiner. That's right. Hollyweird director Rob Reiner, a.k.a. Meathead from All in the Family. This was his quote. They're losing it, folks. Get your comments down below because this is important. As the left loses it, so goes their people on the street. Time to stop fucking around, says Meathead. He wants Joe to step down to, quote, save democracy. And I say, keep talking, Meathead. Convince Americans to leave the Democrat Party with your stupidity. Right? And folks, get this. If they don't leave, if they stay as Democrats and vote Democrat this year, know that that person, whether they're friends, family, coworkers, a neighbor, someone in your community, any Democrat you know is your enemy. As much as any rapist or arsonist or rioting, looting madmen in the street or as any jihadi, because they're supporting it. They support it. Time to stop fucking around. You bet it is. I would think more Democrats are going to leave the party. You think they're going to get excited over some other candidate? I don't. I do not. I do not think they're going to get excited. Bette Midler, washed up, stinking, smelly, filthy Bette Midler is urging Biden to take action. What action is she telling him to take? Campaign harder? Nope. He's going to go back to the basement. Is she telling him you need to take action by meeting Congress, going to talk to No. She is urging him to arrest Republicans in the House of Representatives and goes as far as saying that the president needs to execute Jim Jordan, the Republican leader, right, in the House of Representatives. He's the biggest, shall we say, attack dog there is. I still think he's got no teeth in his bite because nobody's going to prison over messing up and lying and stonewalling and denying everything that the Congress is trying to do. But based on her complete retarded perspective and the complete retarded perspective of No Name Nadler and Hakeem Jeffries and Nancy Pelosi and Bette Midler and Meathead, Rob Reiner, right? I want them to all keep talking. And I also want to know this. What do you think? Bette Midler is inciting violence. She wants a Republican representative executed. Well, you only execute criminals. You assassinate political rivals. Has Jim Jordan committed a crime? Has Jim Jordan committed treason like the Democrats and the president? Has Jim Jordan taken any action that has caused little girls in this country to be raped and murdered? Has Jim Jordan caused people to lose their jobs, have their cities overrun, destroy their social infrastructure? Has Jim Jordan given away millions and billions of dollars to illegals? Has Jim Jordan given away billions and hundreds of billions of dollars to Ukraine to fight a war against a country, to hide their money laundering scheme? No, he hasn't done any of those things. So it wouldn't be execution. It would be assassination because he's a political opponent. So what I want is people like Bette Midler to continue to incite violence, whether they're Hollywood idiots like Rob Reiner or Robert De Niro, ruining themselves, ruining their careers, being complete knuckleheads, or whether it's elected officials like Mad Maxine Waters inciting violence. I want them to keep doing that because I want them not to cause people to be hurt, but I want them to commit to inciting violence everywhere so that everyone can see how evil and rotten they are. I don't want there to be any confusion about that. I don't. Right? I mean, if you listen to Elon Musk, and I, like I am with Trump, I'll criticize people wherever possible. Elon Musk has really done a lot to free up free speech on Twitter X. I don't think he's the be-all, end-all. I don't think he's the most brilliant, but he certainly is an interesting cat. And he came out and is warning about Democrats. And the quote is, they want to cheat. Yes, they do. He's warning that Democrats are going to steal elections with non-citizen votes. And I'm like, hey, thanks. Yeah, thanks, Mr. Musk. Like I didn't have any clue. But he's not speaking to me or you. Elon Musk is talking to the average X user, the average Twitter user. He wants them to see his messages. So this is great. It's great that he's doing that. But in my opinion, we're nowhere near victory, folks. It is far, far, far away. I want you, and I implore you, I plead with you. Victory is a long way off. Please, you as an individual, as an American, take action. Volunteer with the local election board, the local Republican office, volunteer, because everyone knows, hey, Elon Musk is right. They're planning on stealing the election. They're going to do everything they can. They want to cheat. I agree 100%. Everyone knows that cheating is going to happen again, but will they have enough cheating in order to pull off another victory? I mean, what are they going to, I mean, literally, are they going to claim Biden came from behind at the last minute? Right? Or are they going to claim Biden crapped his behind? The left has lost it, folks. But again, I want you to take action. The reason why? Well, get this. In New Jersey, the New Jersey Republican Party is trying to screw Trump over. Once again, folks, this is why you must act. You must be active locally. I want you to be active locally. I want you to expose the rats in your congressional districts. Expose the rhino rats. Make them resign at the local and state level. See, in New Jersey, the grassroots efforts, people like you and me that are putting together smaller organizations, going in and influencing their local Republican parties, they say that in New Jersey, the Republican Party is blocking funds for the 2024 election because they want to save money for 2025. What happens in 2020? Who cares, right? Oh, they want to give money to a never Trump rhino Republican candidate. That's what they want to do. So that's why you need to write, call, text, email every Republican at every level. If we can't control local and state, how do we expect to win at the national level? This is where we're at, folks. This is where we're at. We're going to end up like Europe and France and Germany and Ireland and England. We're going to end up like that. The same way we ended up like it in 2020. What am I talking about? Oh, well, over in France, socialist, communist radicals and Palestinian jihadis started with a parade over the weekend, and it turned into riots and arson. Street riots, screaming that they want the borders open in France. And they assaulted and attacked the police in France. When it happens in the United States of America again, I want to know, what will you do to protect America? You see, if things go complete Mad Max and there's bullets flying everywhere, I wouldn't blame anyone for keeping their head low, staying close to the bunker, keeping an eye on the neighborhood, and putting down anybody, any perpetrator who is acting violently, right? But I'm not talking about shit hitting the fan Mad Max. I'm talking about what happens if we have more of these rioters, burners, looters, murderers, and rapists out in our streets again. What will you do? Will you take action, or will you hide from them and let them continue to burn, loot, and murder in this country? It started, folks. It started in France. It's going to happen in Italy, even in Spain. It's coming. It is absolutely coming. I sit back and watch every day. I read the headlines. I read the news. I read between the lines. Biden doesn't want to step down. In fact, I've said that they'll probably do some false flags. Well, they've already started that at the Michigan State Capitol. Remember, Michigan has a Democrat governor, Gretchen Whitmer. She's the evil witch who locked everyone down, and then when they protested, she locked them down some more. Of course, it's okay if you're a BLM Antifa type. You can put on a mask and then protest all day and all night, burn buildings, burn police cars, burn the cities, burn police stations, everything. But don't you dare say you want to take your mask off and be free. Anyways, at the Michigan State Capitol, they have received a pro-Palestinian bomb threat. The same thing happened in Pennsylvania. And get this, folks, in Michigan, some of the Democrat staffers at the Capitol are accusing the FBI of a false flag plot and threat. That's right. They know it's coming. They know that that's what's going to happen, and they're seeing it. I would not want to be a Democrat in the state capitol knowing that President Biden may pull a fast one and really drop the bomb on everybody. And pun intended. Literally pun intended. Joe Biden's committed to staying in the race, folks. He's staying in the race. Now, very quickly, down in Texas, Hurricane Beryl became Tropical Storm Beryl, and now it's Hurricane Beryl again. And Darcy T let me know that right now it's right over the top of them. I want everyone to pay attention to what's going on, right here at home. Right? She says, we got hit with a hurricane category 1 Beryl this morning. I've never seen wind like this, even in a Cat 5. And I've been through many hurricanes over the years. And remember, Hurricane Harvey hit Houston just, I think, 5-6 years ago. She says it's like a war zone on the roof. This is not normal, and it's not climate change. She believes it's being manipulated. Well, I pray for you, Darcy T, and everybody in Texas, including my own mother, who's in the suburbs of one of the large cities there. Anyways, it's becoming a war zone everywhere. France is a socialist war zone. Texas is a hurricane war zone. Right? Washington, D.C. is a political war zone. Ukraine is a war zone. Anyways, it is that bad out there. It's that bad out there. In fact, in Texas, today, 2.6 million people, according to the media, are without power. I find it fascinating that someone who's not on the coast would see such massive wind power. The government has for decades, folks, going all the way back to the 50s, said that they want to control weather. They're experimenting to control weather. They'll do all they can to use weather as a weapon. And I don't know, 70 years later, I wonder if it's possible, right? I wonder if it's possible. I'm pretty sure it is. So please pray for a quick conclusion and recovery for the great state of Texas. The great state of Texas. Crazy, folks. But, when I say stop the crazy, stop the insanity, it's not just in America. Did you know that the new prime minister in Britain, he is continuing in this is the first few days to cause absolute chaos. He is the Gavin Newsom of London, England, England. They need to stop the insanity. This Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, he wants to release 40,000 prisoners, 40,000 prisoners from jail that have served less than half of their criminal sentences. These are Democrat lessons being applied in a negative fashion. They tried this in California, letting the criminals go. They've tried it all over the United States. Just let them go. See if they'll be fine. Right? It'll take all the fun out of it, I guess. No, you're encouraging it. You're empowering criminals. Britain is about to turn criminals loose on their own citizens to the death of many Englishmen and women and children. It's coming. These are the same policies being executed in England. Kick the immigrants out? No! Let them stay, even though the people voted to kick them out. Right? Put criminals behind bars? No! Let's let them go. Right? Hey, there's no crime if you take away all the criminal penalties for committing crimes. That's how crazy they are, folks. It's the stupid is everywhere. It truly is. Well, let's stay over there in Europe a little longer. In Barcelona, did you know that the people there, Barcelona citizens, have decided they're going to show up as protesters and squirt tourists with water guns? Not because they're hot, not because they're being cute, but they're screaming, "You are not welcome. You are not welcome. You are not welcome." They don't want tourists in Barcelona. Like the dumbass Hawaiians from COVID, they're chasing away money and blaming tourism for their problems and their fears. At the same time, they're embracing retardation in Spain. The Spaniards have lost their freaking minds. Oh, folks, tourists are not the problem. Immigrants in Spain are the problem. But just remember that. Hawaii is now very, very, very hurt because of what they've done. Chasing away tourists, telling the Howleys to go home, right? Don't come here. Don't spend your money. You guys don't sell pineapples anymore to the world. You don't sell macadamia nuts to the world. You're not gonna make a lot of money that way. Nope. Mangoes. No, we got mangoes over here and the rest of the planet. Hawaii has killed itself. Now Spain has taken a page out of the Democrat dumbass book. And speaking of books, get this. Get this. In Idaho, they passed a law. They passed a law. Are you aware of the law? It's to protect children. Protect children. Let me read you a little piece of the law here from Idaho. Here it is right here. Idaho Code Section 18-514, effective July 1st of this year. You have to be 18 years of age or older. So if you're under 30, or they think you're under 30, you better have a photo ID. A photo ID to go into a public library. And you have to do that every time you come to the library and sign an affidavit every time you come, right? Because they want to continue to keep, get this, they want to continue to keep pedophilia, anal sex, and LGBTQIA books in the shelves. So children are not allowed. You see, they either have to get rid of the books or have a special adult section. Can you imagine that shit? I mean, are they going to have adult movies in the library now as well? So that you have to, go through a curtain into the back room and go work on your stuff, your research. So instead of getting rid of the pedophilia, instead of getting rid of the gay books, teaching children it's okay to be butt rammed by pedophiles and drag queens and trannies, they want to keep that stuff on the shelves and kick kids out of the libraries. That's how ass backwards Democrats are, folks. Literally how ass backwards they are. And it's not going to end. Not anytime soon. Good things are happening, as we know. We're getting some good court decisions. In fact, we're now getting some fallout from the pandemic. Massive news has occurred, and this is good. And I want to end my section with a little bit of good news. This is fallout against Democrats and, organizations, medical organizations. Doctors that were silenced during the cerveza bug lockdowns are now authorized to sue their medical overlords. That's right, folks. Get this. The Association of American Physicians and Surgeons Education against the American Board of Internal Medicine, against the American Board of Obstetrics and Gynecology, basically OBGYNs, and the American Physicians and Surgeons Education Foundation is also suing the American Board of Family Medicine, as well as the Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security. That would be Mayorkas, the screwball, nut job, asshole, anti-American traitor. They're suing them, and they're completely authorized to sue them over the situations in which those organizations, the medical boards, threatened and or acted against doctors who spoke out against the lockdowns, the treatments, that they wanted to do the ivermectin, the hydroxychloroquine, the Z-Pack system, they were silenced, they were threatened, or they were fired. And now those people can be sued. Now, for us, for me and you, for us, we always, this is what I'm going to do. Anytime I talk to a doctor, always ask any doctor if ivermectin works and if it's safe to be used by humans. If they even stutter or stammer like Biden, I will walk out instantly. If they don't go, yeah, ivermectin's been used for years and years in humans. Hydroxychloroquine, HCQ, has been used for years and years to treat malaria. It's safe for humans. But if they're like, yeah, well, you know, no. See you later. You're one of those doctors. We have Democrat doctors and Republican doctors. Let me repeat that. We have Democrat doctors, evil. And then you have Republican doctors. And you might want to ask this last question of your physician. Did you recommend people take the Jim Jones juice? And you can call it whatever you want, the jibbity jab. And if they say yes, go, on what grounds did you make that fucking decision there? What basis did you say it was safe and effective? And then walk the fuck out if they say yes. That's what I'm going to do. There's no way in hell, folks. I'm going to have either a Democrat physician or a sellout rhino Republican physician who wanted to make money by recommending people take something that is proven to be deadly. People are falling over left and right. We talk about some of them that died, some of the high-profile cases. We don't talk about the regular, everyday Joes and Marys and Freds and Sally Sues. We don't talk about them. We talk about people who are super athletes, actors, high-profile people dying. There are thousands, if not millions, who have died from that shit. So any doctor that would even consider giving it to anybody, they ought to lose their fucking license. Literally. But I will not give them business. That is for certain. All right, folks. We got to the half-hour mark on this Maniacal Monday. So let's do this. Let's switch over to the inner circle. Hey, have you got any more of that Hunter Biden cocaine over there? Joe gets done seeing his physician and comes out going, yeah, I'm fine. Wow. Just wow. I tell you what, let's do this. It is time for you guys, the inner circle. Mr. Uman, have we got any questions or comments? And we do. I'm over there now. 6-7 sector, Mr. Uman. And it's Bioxo77 checking in. And he says, even after Bruin, New York just implemented more Second Amendment laws, they're actually statutes. Now you need a special handgun permit to buy anything semi-auto. They made all semi-autos, including long guns, unobtainable without a special handgun license. You must pass several courses, must do live gun training to get the license, or you're not allowed to touch a handgun. Bioxo says, I don't know how they get around that loophole. Makes no sense. Basically, all pew-pews are unobtainable unless single or bolt action. I don't know all the rules. Can't keep up, but it's disgusting. I don't know how shall not be infringed is so hard to understand. It's perfectly understandable, Bioxo. Shall not be infringed. This sounds like in Bruin, New York, it's a local gun law. Local gun law, sorry. It does not supersede state constitutional restrictions and national constitutional restrictions on government. I have not read New York's Second Amendment, but I'm pretty sure it says something like shall not be infringed, the right of the people. It's pretty common in all the states to just completely copy and mimic the Bill of Rights. Bruin, New York sounds like a liberal shithole. Sounds like Bruin refers to the Bruin decision from SCOTUS. I see. The Supreme Court of the United States says you can't interfere with people's right. You can't make someone's right so difficult to exercise that they can't. And putting a fee, the government cannot tax a right. So making you get a license means you have to pay a fee, which is a tax. Tax and fee are interchangeable in statutory construction. In other words, it's completely unconstitutional. Completely unconstitutional. I mean, California, understand this, has been getting its dick stomped when it comes to gun laws, anti-gun laws, magazine laws, ammunition laws, AR-15 laws, black rifle laws, assault rifle laws. They keep trying every which way. But you see, they're not held accountable for their unconstitutional violations. King George violated everyone's rights, and what happened? They said, fuck you, King George. That day is going to come, folks. There needs to be negative consequences for politicians to violate our rights. I really think we need to have a rule in place that if they want to propose a law that has anything to do with free speech, has anything to do with the Second Amendment, has anything to do with our privacy, right? To be safe and secure in our homes and our papers and our persons, right? They have to submit their law to a court, the highest court in the land or the highest court in a state. And they have to explain to that court why their rule doesn't violate the First, Second, Fourth, Fifth, Seventh, Eighth, Ninth, or 10th Amendments of the Constitution. They have to explain it. And then the court has to rule on it before they can go and then try and pass it. If the court says that's unconstitutional, we should make them prove that what they're doing is constitutional before enacting. Not just saying, fuck you, America, we're passing this bullshit statute and you have to fight it for years. See, that is complete interference with our rights, and there's no consequences. And if they don't like that, if they can't do that, how about this? Hey, you dumb bastards, you want to violate our rights? If you are found to be guilty of violating our rights with any statute, First, Second, Fourth, Fifth, Seventh, Eighth, Ninth, 10th Amendments, Sixth, Third, then you go to jail. You lose all of your money. Do not pass go. You're fucked for screwing us. That's how it needs to be. The Third Amendment, folks, is quartering soldiers in our homes. That is what the king did. Can you imagine? And we've come close now. They don't want to quarter soldiers in the people's homes. They want to quarter or house, if you will, violent, rapist, illegal criminals in people's homes. You need to take in the illegal aliens. I mean the undocumented immigrants and put them in your homes with your young daughters and your wives and all of your personal belongings and share your food with them. Are you out of your fucking minds? Democrats, yes, they are out of their minds. They truly are out of their minds. Bureaucrats do not have the power to create laws, says the Supreme Court. Bureaucrats and elected officials do not have the authority to supersede the Constitution. I'm sick of these fucking people. There's going to come a time There's going to come a time when they all need to be captured, tarred and feathered, held on trial before a military tribunal, and given a proper sentencing. Period. There's a lot of hungry alligators in the South here. Woo! Okay, that was a great start. Good job. Good job. Mikey G says, don't forget Arnold saying, screw your freedom, Schwarzenegger. Yep, screw your freedom. Where the heck is that? There we go.
And not just to think about, well, my freedom is being kind of disturbed here. No, screw your freedom.
Screw your freedom. Sorry. Freedoms don't listen to celebrities. Freedoms don't care about old, washed up action heroes. You're done. Absolutely done. Wow. It's the world is as I've gotten older has really disappointed me. I thought people were intelligent. I mean, individual people here and there can be intelligent. For the most part, people are stupid. And elected officials certainly are stupid. How many law cases do there need to be? Right? But the Heller case, the McDonald case, Washington, even in Washington, D.C., where the Washington, D.C. government operates with exclusive jurisdiction, they ignore the fucking Constitution for the January 6th protesters, but they lost at the Supreme Court. They lost at the Supreme Court level. It's unbelievable, folks. Unbelievable that they're continuing to try. But understand, if Joe Biden is going to double down, triple down on everything, and every Democrat we've ever seen, when caught committing a crime, sleeping with Chinese spies, committing bribery, being bribed, extortion, corruption of all sorts. Whatever happened to Katie Hobbs, governor of Arizona, being caught accepting $400,000 in bribes? Why isn't she being held in a jail cell and held for trial? Arraigned, tried, sentenced, and sent to fucking prison. Because I guess there's no real crime if you're a Democrat, right? Kind of like with the LGB crowd. They love minor attracted persons. They even have their own flag now. Did you know that? They have minor attracted person flags to go with the tranny flag and the homo flag and the this flag and the non-binary flag and the other. That's right. All you have to do is have a flag, I guess, and you can do whatever the fuck you want. Just disgusting. I hope you're ready. I hope you see how dangerous the world is that we're living in. Thousands of people a day pouring into this country at the southern border. Thousands every day running across the border, running into border towns, stealing all they can, taking all the freebies they can, getting transported all around the country, collapsing our system. It hasn't stopped. Remember when it was 2 million, then 3 million and 4 million? I thought this country's going to blow up. This country's going to lose their shit. These Democrats are going to see all of these people out in flyover America. All the people in the big cities will see exactly how negative this is, how it's going to affect them so badly. They're going to have to change their mind. We're going to be chasing these people out with torches and pitchforks. Here we are, over 3.5 fucking years later, and we've got Joe Biden in office, letting him in by the millions. And the Democrats, our neighbors, think it's fucking cute. Yeah, fuck the Constitution, right? Who cares? I care. I care. Let's do this. Let us continue. Mr. Ooman, who wants to step up next? Got lots to talk about today, and it's Badass Diving Frog. And he says, John, we'll have more people fighting back. They're tired of this crap. Yes. It has to start. All fights start with a disgruntled party. And then the next step typically is talking about it. Hey, I don't like what you just did over there. right? I don't like that you just stole a bunch of food and you're trying to get out the front door of the store. I don't like that you put pedophilia books in the school. What the hell are you thinking? Right? Whatever the problem is. I don't like that the military is giving people transgender surgeries and drugs. That's not what the military's for. Military is not a social experiment. So it starts with some aggravated talking. And then it turns into yelling, insults, screaming and yelling, insulting. I'll fuck you up. I'll kick your ass. I'll beat you to death, right? And then the fighting commences. After that, someone starts throwing dukes, right? Someone starts throwing dukes. Pop, 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 pow. It's on. People right now are talking shit. They're tired of it. They're starting to get loud. Pretty soon, the insults are going to get really loud again. And then the fighting will start. It's coming. I have no doubts. Unless America wants to be, well, the 21st century Germany and just get steamrolled by these commu-fascist, globalist, corporatist bastards in Washington, D.C. and New York City. I love New Yorkers, folks, but the bankers there, all of the bureaucrats there, the money laundering, hustling, stealing, thieving scumbags. Yes, they are. Everybody on the entire country sends their money, well, a little bit to Chicago, a little bit to San Francisco, but most of it goes to New York City, the stock market, where they take their cut and they run the price up and then they sell it off and drop the price down and then they buy it back cheap. And then they run the price up and they sell it off and then they run the price back down and they buy it cheap. And they're constantly taking money from all of us. It is incredible. Absolutely disgusting. Thank you, Mr. Diving Frog. Let us continue if we shall. We've got up next, name redacted. He says, Johnny, my boy, their Pride Month cometh before their fall. A fall of biblical scale is what Barry has been working on all his life. By Barry, he's talking about Barry Soetoro, folks. Barack Hussein Obama. All of the Democrat white guilt piled on generations, and not to mention white guilt about, well, the war on terror. Not only is Barack black, but Barack Hussein, really? Obama? What? Right? Yeah, the Kenyan. He has wanted to fundamentally change this country, and he has. I'm gonna be brutally honest here. That cocksucker is happy as pigs in shit at what he's done to this country. Fundamentally change, hope and change. Right? You can keep your fucking change. I'll keep my Constitution. But here we are. Right? The pride, the sloth, the gluttony, the vanity. Name your deadly sins, the Democrat Party overfloweth. Yes, it does. Their cup overfloweth with the sins of the world. Not that everyone is perfect. No. Right? Nobody's perfect. But they are downright evil. And Barry Soetoro has done this intentionally, and he's wanted America to fall. He is a communist piece of shit. He is a liar, and he is a foreign or alien human being to this country. He's married a freak of a human being. I have no doubts about Michelle Obama's gender. I have no doubts. Zero doubts. I've seen pictures of Michael Richardson. Is it Michael Richardson? Michael Richardson, who, if you put a wig on him, looks like Michelle Obama. That would be Obama's girlfriend. Yeah, for such a handsome lad, he doesn't have any ex-lovers, does he, that we hear about? At least no females. What an incredible shit show we have all witnessed and been party to. All righty, Mr. Uman, I just can't get enough of this shit. Now, Uman's got something to say. What is it? The biggest problem with switching candidates at this point, and he's talking about the Biden Democrat presidential thing, from what I understand, is they can't transfer the campaign funds to the new candidate. That is correct. It's all about the money. Money, 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 money. On top of that, Mr. Uman, and you are correct, I think they have $200 million in their war chest that they can't give to another candidate. The DNC, they can't do that. Biden can't do that. Can't do it. I wonder, can he just drop out of the race and keep the money like all the congressional candidates? Wouldn't surprise me. But an equally large problem is if they switch candidates, how are they going to get on the ballot? States have a ballot deadline, a cutoff. Period. I believe Biden is at risk already of being off of like 10 different states. I think a couple of them are Democrat strongholds as well. Now, are we just going to ignore reality and the states will reprint ballots and put the new candidate on there? That's against the law. Complete and total violation of campaign laws on the state levels. Will state assemblies and senates and then governors fast track constitutional legislation to pass so they can put the next shithole candidate up there? Whether it is Gretchen Whitmore or Gavin Newsom or even Camel Toes Harris. I believe the money can go to Camel Toes because she's on the ticket with Joe. So yeah, that's why they're all looking at Kamala now, who has been absolutely insulted and had shit thrown in her face by her own party. I don't think she cares what I have to say or what you have to think. But she wasn't invited into this strategy with all of the governors. Yeah, all of the great Democrat governors out there who can help Joe Biden. How? Incredible, folks. Yeah. They got a problem. Mikey G says, so now we will have Queen Kamala. And Kamala, folks, is a diversity, equity, and inclusion candidate. They even changed her race years ago from being a Jamaican Indian to black. What an insult. Because she's got some melanin in her skin. We'll just say she's black. At the same time, all over the country, the government and FBI are looking at criminals from other countries and saying they're white, literally listing their race as white. Anyways, the diversity, equity, and inclusion, the DEI that the New York Post gave over the weekend to Kamala, that is now the same as calling people the N-word, right? Remember when they said, this was just a couple of months ago, not more than 2 months ago, they came out and said, if you refer to black people as thugs, that's the same thing as calling them the N-word. If you say they're from the ghetto or they're lazy or stupid, that's exactly what you're doing. So you can't make observations. You can't make observations about individuals. I'm not talking about the entire sector. I'm not talking about the entire demographic. I'm not talking about the entire group or community. I'm talking about individuals. Kamala is, or Queen Kamala, as Mikey G has called her, is an individual. And she is a diversity, equity, and inclusion candidate. She absolutely is. She carried in the Democrat primary back in 2020 during the campaign. She was a presidential candidate, folks. She stood up there and made a complete ass of herself. It was beautiful. And she garnered 1% of the Democrat vote. Out of all the Democrats, she could only get 1%. And then there was Pete Buttigieg. How many percent did he get? And then Cuban, how many percent did he get? And then Beto, remember that fucking sleazeball? How many percent did he get? Hillary Clinton didn't even bother. They're all 1%ers, 3%ers. They're complete idiots. Run Kamala, run her. I still think that Trump should debate her and Biden at the same time. 2-on-1. Trump can take them. I think it'd be funny as hell. Funny as hell. We just need to make sure that Kamala isn't under the desk with the moderators of the channel, making sure she gets a mouthful of questions. You know, don't forget. I mean, you want to talk about a simp and a and a cuck? Her husband, right, married her knowing what a complete and total whore she is. And, you know, and I've got nothing against whores. I don't. I just don't think that they should be in political office, right? I mean, if we're going to have Kamala be president, we may as well have Stormy Daniels be her vice president. We may as well. I mean, why the hell not, right? Why the hell not? They ought to be proud of the work they've done because that's hard work, right? Because they're sex workers. Sex workers. In fact, I think Willie Brown, Mayor Brown, ought to be paying Kamala's retirement because she was working for him. I don't mean to be crude and rude, but these are the fucking people in the Democrat Party. They really are. Okay, man, let's continue. I know I've gone long on that one. Biaxo says they always call it a conspiracy theory, but they never say it's a lie. That is correct. Folks, I am running out of conspiracy theories. They're all being proven true. Let's continue, Mr. Uman. We shall. Good golly, Diving Frog's back. He says, here's the leftist latest. Donald Trump started the Maui fires because he didn't want Oprah to have a blue roof. That's a conspiracy theory. Also, Trump's attorneys paid Smokey the Bear and Yogi the Bear to start the wildfires. Oh, good God, man. Are you kidding me? I know you're kidding me. You're pulling my chain. But hell, it may as well be the exact thing the Democrats say because they're that retarded. And your neighbors will believe it. On top of everything else, they will believe that garbage completely. All right? And not only is Joe Biden screaming and yelling at Joe and Micah on Morning Joe, Jill is now snapping at reporters when they ask and call for Joe to step down. And then they go, why are you screaming at me? Jill Biden is losing her shit. She is. She's losing her shit. I love it. I am absolutely loving this all. In the press briefing room, Karine Jean-Pierre, little lying non-American lesbian. She is repeatedly declining to say why the Parkinson's specialist went to the White House 8 times in the last 8 months and 10 times in the last 2 years. Press corps went nuts because she won't answer the fucking question. Isn't she supposed to be the press secretary and answer questions? Oh, yeah, never mind. Sorry. That's not her job. Her job is to lie for the president. She's out of good lies now. Mr. Uman, have we got anything else? We got one more coming up. Let's do it. Bam, name redacted. I guess it's better to be that than name rejected. He says, reject their assertions and insert your own. You must laugh at them. Again, any Democrat, you see, just start laughing at them. They say, what's so funny? You go, you are. Because you're fucking stupid enough to believe everything the media and the politicians in D.C. tell you. You're a moron. Enjoy. Folks, chance favors the prepared mind. Booty juice. Yes, I did. Booty juice. That's what President Biden called Pete Buttgagger, the transportation secretary. The only thing he transports is a train up his back canal. That's it. Booty juice. That's what he called them. Folks, Get prepared. Food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, means of self-defense. Go join your nearest gun club and start getting some training in there. Put up some realistic targets, right? Put a picture of some fruit salad, put a picture of some fruit cake, and shoot that shit. Get used to it. Have some fun. Have a laugh. But above all, understand the seriousness of the situation and get prepared now.